Most people never fail once. They fail every single day and don't even know it. They fail in silence, fail in hesitation, fail in procrastination, fail in their routines, their habits, their thoughts. Not because they can't succeed, but because they've accepted failure as normal. Failure has become comfortable. It whispers to them gently, "Take it easy. You've got time." It hands them the illusion of safety in exchange for their potential, and they take the deal. Every morning they snooze, every dream they shelve, every time they shrink in the face of risk. Why do most people fail? Because they never decide to win. Because decision, real decision, is painful. It demands sacrifice, and most people aren't willing to give up who they are to become who they could be. Look around. We live in a world where comfort is glorified, where the hard road is avoided, where average is sold as wisdom, and where ambition is labeled as arrogance. But history was never made by the comfortable. It was made by the unreasonable, the obsessed, the ones who had the audacity to say, "I will not settle." Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before the light stayed on. 10,000 failures. That would have crushed the average man. But Edison didn't see failure. He saw feedback. He said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." And that mindset is why he lit up the world. While most people can't even light a fire within themselves, because failure isn't the problem. Your relationship with failure is. Most people fear it, but the elite, the visionaries, the builders, the creators, they chase it, they use it, they study it like a blueprint for growth. But here's the raw truth. Most people don't really want success. They want the appearance of success without the cost. They want the rewards, not the responsibility. They want the applause, not the loneliness of discipline. You say you want to be rich, then why do you spend like you're already there? You say you want to master your craft, then why do you waste your days on distractions? Desire is nothing without discipline. Vision is worthless without execution. This is where people fall, not in the dramatic moments, but in the small ones, in the moments no one sees. When the alarm rings at 5 a.m. and they roll back over. When the notebook's empty, the gym is quiet, the inbox is ignored. Those are the quiet moments of failure. Moments when destiny knocks and they don't answer. But you're different. You wouldn't still be listening if you weren't. You feel something stirring, not just a desire, calling, a fire that refuses to go out. Understand this. Success is not a secret. It is a system. And most people fail because they never install it. They dabble, they wish, they try, but they don't commit. And until you commit fully, ruthlessly, permanently, the world will not move for you. The doors will not open. The opportunities will pass you by, because this universe rewards clarity. It rewards action. It punishes doubt. It punishes hesitation. Carnegie knew it. Ford lived it. Disney dreamed it and then built it. They weren't lucky. They were relentless. They didn't ask for guarantees. They created results. Success doesn't come to the smartest. It doesn't belong to the most talented. It bows to the most committed. So let me ask you something real. What are you still tolerating in your life? What habits? What stories? What lies are you still feeding? Because the life you want, it's not out of reach. It's just on the other side of decisions you haven't made yet. Let that sink in. You're not behind. You're not too late, but you're being tested. The question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you finally stop making excuses and start moving like your life depends on it? Because it does. The clock is ticking, and most people are sleepwalking through their own story. They've got genius locked inside them, untapped, wasted, because they're waiting for permission, waiting to feel ready, waiting for someone to choose them. Let me break the news. No one is coming to save you. No mentor, no miracle, no motivational quote will do the work for you. You must become the kind of person who saves themselves. That's the real difference. The ones who make it, they take full ownership. They don't blame. They don't complain. They don't wait. They rise. They train. They build themselves. You think it's supposed to feel easy. You think the path to wealth, mastery, power, purpose is smooth? No, it's brutal. It's lonely. It will demand everything soft and weaken you to die. But in its place, you will become something unstoppable. Most people will never taste that version of themselves. They'll live and die as a watered-down version of what they could have been, because they couldn't face discomfort, because they were addicted to short-term pleasure and long-term pain. They didn't have the guts to delay gratification. But if you do, if you can see the man or woman you're meant to become, and you move like it's already yours, there is nothing this world can hold back from you. Listen to me. You don't get what you wish for. You don't get what you hope for. You get what you work for, what you bleed for, what you refuse to quit on. You want freedom, then earn it. You want to be great, then do what great people do, consistently. Not when you feel like it, not when it's trending, every single day. Because greatness isn't a moment. It's not a viral video. It's a process of choosing discipline when distraction is calling. It's doing the reps no one sees. It's saying no to comfort when comfort is begging you to stay small. It's you versus you, and that's the only battle that ever mattered. Most people will fold. They'll quit after the first no, after the first failure, after the first month without results, because they don't understand that results are always delayed. But they are coming, for those who outlast the doubt, for those who stay dangerous long after others have settled. So here's the turning point. You want to know how you won't fail? You decide right now to become become the kind of person who never quits, the kind of person who doesn't need proof to keep moving, the kind of person whose standard is uncommon effort. No one can take that from you. Not the economy, not your circumstances, not your past, because identity beats everything. And when you become someone who is unbreakable in your pursuit, failure becomes impossible. You might fall, sure. You might face resistance, but you will not fail, because you'll keep rising until success has no choice but to surrender to your obsession. That's how the game is won, not in one leap, but in the day by day, the radical, relentless repetition of belief plus action. So stop negotiating with your dream. Stop giving your fears more air than your faith. Stop expecting magic and start creating momentum. Get clear, get hungry, get ruthless, and above all, get consistent, because the world bows to those who refuse to break. You've heard enough. Now it's time to become the version of you that wins. It's not buried in some book. It's not waiting to be unlocked by another course, another quote, or another hype video. It's already inside you, waiting to be unleashed, but it will never emerge until you make a non-negotiable decision to stop operating from your current reality and start living from your future identity. You don't need more motivation. You need more moments where you say, this is who I am now, and I'll prove it today. So prove it. Wake up when it's hard. Show up when no one claps. Keep going when every part of you wants to stop, because that's where most people fail. They let the feeling of fatigue override the fact of their purpose. But not you. Not anymore. You will move forward, regardless of mood, because discipline is greater than dopamine, because you've seen what comfort costs, and because you've decided to trade potential for proof. This world doesn't reward potential. It rewards proof, execution, results, relentless forward motion. And you are here to execute, to build, to dominate your lane so completely, so consistently, that mediocrity forgets your name. Let everyone else chase hacks and shortcuts. Let them play the lottery of someday. You're here to do the real work, brick by brick, rep by rep, until the life you imagined is the life you live. And when people ask how you did it, you won't talk about luck. You'll tell them the truth. I made a decision and never looked back. I failed forward and never stayed down. I believed in my vision before anyone else saw it, because belief is a skill, confidence is a muscle, and success is a side effect of becoming the person who refuses to quit. So understand this now and burn it into your core. Stop sign, you don't get your dream life. White heavy check mark, you get your standards. And when your standards change, your life has to follow. Raise them. No more I'll try. No more I hope. No more someday. From this moment forward, you act as if everything depends on you, because it does. You show up with a mindset that, if I fail, I learn. If I fall, I rise. But I never stop, because the mission is bigger than your mood. The vision is worth the sacrifice. And the world needs the version of you that's been hiding behind excuses for far too long. The world doesn't need more followers. It needs more finishers, more warriors of purpose, more builders of vision, more people like you who decide to rise when most stay asleep. So go. Lead yourself first. When the morning, when the inner battle, do the work no one sees, until they can't ignore what you've become, because that's how you rise. That's how you win. And that's why you won't fail.